What's up, guys? I'm back with another YouTube video, and today's YouTube video is going to be actually yesterday's recap on how I made $920 trading Nasdaq. Yesterday was actually such a perfect day. Like, literally, I think it was probably the best trade I've seen in a very, very long time. Just because everything aligned super perfectly, and I was literally plotting on this trade a day before when I looked at pre-market. All we needed to do was just get that 1 4 hour tap, and I was pretty sure that we're gonna go higher. And it was pretty obvious. Overall, I notified Discord that we have these draws. So we have this high over here, we have this 4 hour gap over here, and we have this other 4 hour gap over here. And that's literally how simple it was. Honestly, the draws were pretty clear. So going into the day, we had obviously this 4 hour gap. So this is market open was at this dotted line over here. We had this 4 hour fair value gap over here, and obviously, as you can see, price is very overextended. We are strictly bullish, and in order for order flow to actually correctly move, we have to balance out price action and retrace. So getting a high time from 4 hour retrace is honestly the only thing that you need to look for if we are super bullish and overextended. So we saw this gap over here and this gap over here that we could possibly fill in order to proceed higher. So as we see, if I move this, you can see this wick came in, tapped beautifully, perfectly into that 4 hour gap, and strictly displaced higher. You can see this rejection candle, sellers pushed it all the way down here, got it tapped into this gap, then buyers pushed it back all the way up, showing that we do want to proceed higher and take out the highs. It was honestly very perfect. And as far as draws on liquidity, the draw that we targeted at this over here was a no wick candle right here. It was a no wick candle draw on liquidity. Let me zoom in so you guys could see it. So yeah, this was our draw on liquidity higher. And again, how you could tell is if you go to the candle and hover over it, right here, it shows the open, high, low, close of the candle. If it's the same as, if the open is the same as the high, then that shows that it's the exact, that there's no wick. So for example, this one is 26,034.25. So is the high. The high is also 26,034.25 because that's where it opened and did not go higher than that. It just stayed like that. So I know a candle is actually a very super strong draw. So that was a draw on liquidity higher, and that's what we targeted. And this is basically how market moved. So market opened at this dotted line over here, and as we see, we did get nice rejection lower and kind of slightly tapped into that 4 hour gap. We did get nice displacement higher, proving that we do already want to go higher, but of course we need to see some more confirmation. Just from a wick candle like this on the 1 minute chart, it's not really going to prove that we are going higher, because if you think of it as a more broader and bigger perspective, the 4 hour gap is huge. Like realistically, this right here looks tiny because we're on the 4 hour chart. If you go to the 1 hour, you're going to be zooming out for days. For this one 4 hour candle has, I don't know how many 1 minute candles. Like, just think of it like that. So one little mini candle tapping into the 4 hour gap with the little wick is not going to do much. Like, let's be honest. Like, we need like nice displacement into that gap. So on the 1 minute, we're going to look like we're bearish for a little bit, but that's obviously retracing into the gap. So that's how you use the higher time frame narratives when you go to 5 minute, 15 minute, and just kind of juggle around the time frames and see what the actual overall time, like what the overall trend is in price. The 1 minute can look bearish, but the 5 minute shows bullish, like realistically. So after that, we did start consolidating it a little bit, and then right from there, we got a perfect, nice displacing candle down. We got another displacing candle followed by another one. We got like nice 4 displacing candles lower, and we went and actually tapped perfectly into that gap. Right out of that gap, we literally rejected it right away. We get 2 nice bullish candles right here. We get 2 little bullish candles and nice 2 displacing candles. After that, we come back down. We actually tap into a bullish PDA rate. We tap into a bullish 1 minute fair value gap. So this is like now double showing that we actually want to go higher. Number one, we invalidated. Number one, we tapped into a 4 hour gap. Number two, we invalidated that retrace leg. So the retracement was strong enough to actually create 1 minute fair value gaps. And these bullish structure points after the rejection invalidates all those structure points, and all these 1 minute fair value gaps, the bearish ones, are now invalidated. Now they're 1 minute inverse fair value gaps. So now the bearish is taking over, and now the bearish PDRAs are actually being held while the bullish PDRAs are being held while the bearish PDRAs are being disrespected. So as we see, we tap into this 1 minute bullish fair value gap, and just out of there, we got super nice displacement. Honestly, this was probably the number one entry you guys could have took. honestly, I did take a late entry. If you entered over here, you got a very nice trade. 38.5, almost 40 points. 40 points take profit. Probably the best entry you could have got today. Break even at this internal low over here. Very honestly, a very perfect trade. You could have either took profits here at this internal low or took profits all the way over here. You would have hit 60 points. So if you entered with one mini, you would have made a decent amount. You would have made a hefty amount. I only entered with two minis, and that's why I only made $920 because I entered over here. But if you were to enter over here, props to you. That was a perfect entry. I just didn't enter just because honestly, I don't know. I just didn't feel like there was enough confirmation. So this was the A plus entry of the day. The second A plus would have been right here. After we get all these displacement candles, we're pretty much proving that there's literally nowhere else we could possibly go. If you just logically, price does not make sense to go anywhere else besides higher. And we do have a super strong draw on liquidity that's literally a magnet for price action. Where else is price going to go? So if we just think of it like that. So I entered right here off this displacement. I put my stop loss under this gap just in case we want to retrace, and under over here at this lows. Realistically, if price comes this low, it shouldn't. So that's why I don't want to be in the trade if it even comes this low. I entered over here. I went break even. Second, we tapped into this internal low. So right here, I was already at a break even free trade, which was instant. Literally like 30 seconds into the trade, we were already past that. I went break even. So it's a risk free trade. Even if we do go lower, I'm completely safe. I do not lose any money. But yeah, I went break even right there. And yeah, it literally just flushed straight to the take profit. Honestly, one of the cleanest trading days I've seen in a very long time. Pretty good bias, honestly. I feel like a lot of people could kind of get into that after tapping into a 4-hour fair value gap. We get a nice rejection higher, invalidating bearish structure. We're validating bullish structure. Like everything's aligning super perfectly. And this kind of proves that if your draw on liquidity is stable and if your draw on liquidity is strong, that's literally all you need. I was super confident in this draw on liquidity hitting number one because NOAA candles are very, very good strongs. They're like as good as news data wicks, if anything. And compared to today as an FOMC as a FOMC day, as we can see, price over here literally did nothing. Let me see, where did we open? So we opened right here. This is where price opened today. Now just look at the difference in price action. No trending price action, just straight chop consolidation. All we're doing is just staying in this one box. You do not want to take a trade with this. I mean, this is kind of obvious because I did also state into the Discord that today's a FOMC day, and usually FOMC days we are always ranging and choppy, but these were the draws on liquidity. As you see, it's not as obvious as yesterday draws on liquidity and we were ranging, so obviously I'm not going to take a trade. Compared to yesterday, it was perfect trending price action. Every period was hit. Everything was working perfectly. And this was the actual trade I took, $921. This was the entry with the screenshot with the PNL. Obviously, it's the next day. I did lag on making this video. I just got caught up with stuff last night, so I wasn't able to make it. But yeah, honestly, yesterday was such a perfect day, and I hope to have more days like this. Overall, I have a complete free Discord you guys can join if you guys aren't inside of it already. I give my signals and daily draws on liquidity out. I have a full trading glossary. I make any video you guys want, so if you guys have any video suggestions, you can drop it here. I can make it for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.